In the India of 2025, should we still be fighting and resorting to violence over language? Well, this isn't only about language or about identity. It's also clearly about politics. As Raj Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray come together ostensibly on the Hindi versus Marathi language row, it's creating all sorts of questions for the future of Maharashtra politics. The BJP's member of parliament, Nishikant Dubey, has today also threatened in his own language, saying Patak Patak ke Maarenge on the issue of Hindi speaking people of Maharashtra being targeted by hooligans for not speaking Marathi. I'm Barkha Dutt, you're with the Mojo Story. On the program today, we look at the political fallout of the language wars that are unfolding in Maharashtra. Language wars that created this image, an unlikely reunion of Raj Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray. What Bala Sahib could not do in his lifetime, the language debate or perhaps political compulsions have triggered. But this all started, and let's not forget that, with what's being called the Slapgate of Maharashtra, when an MNS worker assaulted a shopkeeper for speaking in Hindi. Since then, the MNS has found itself in one controversial headline after the other. But after that, the BJP has also added to the controversy. The BJP's Nishikant Dubey used a Hindi phrase, it matters to say which language we're talking about, to say patak patak ke marenge if there is selective targeting of Hindi speaking Hindus. That's what he implied in Maharashtra, saying why aren't Urdu speaking people being targeted? There is an ugly all out battle unfolding in Maharashtra. Devendra Fadnavis, the chief minister, is walking the tightrope between this return of parochial politics on the one hand, his need as chief minister to maintain law and order, but also what sort of challenges, if any, this may create for the BJP. To talk about the impact of these language wars and the reunion of the Thackeray's, but also about law and order and about whether these should be the issues of India of 2025, let me introduce our very distinguished set of panelists today. Also, remember, whatever happens here has implications for opposition politics. Can the Congress, for instance, really criticize parochial politics, as they call it, of the BJP when they've got Raj Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray brought together on stage by Supriya Sule? To talk about all of this, we're joined by Tehseen Poonawala, Congress supporter, not necessarily a fan of what is unfolding in Maharashtra. Also, of course, Maharashtra is his home state. Tejas Mehta, my old colleague and friend, senior journalist from Maharashtra, is with us. Good to see you, Tejas. Also joining us from the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray group, we're joined by lawyer and politician Chandershekhar Shah. Good to see you, Mr. Shah. And also joining us from the Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde faction, and remember today Sanjay Raut has personally targeted Mr. Shinde, is Susieben. Shah, welcome all of you, and it's good to see all of you. Let me actually get first comments, and then I'll play out Nishikant Dubey's comments and also all the other reactions that are coming in. I'll start with you, Tehseen. A supporter of the opposition, are you a supporter of this reunion? Also, how will the opposition that calls itself secular vis-a-vis the BJP's Hindutva be able to rationalize this kind of politics where a shopkeeper is actually beaten up because he's not speaking in Marathi? I mean, doesn't India belong to everybody?
Thank you so much for having me, Barkha. And yes, I'm a supporter of the opposition. And pre you joining, I was just telling teachers, it's okay to be in the opposition, but you don't have to be ridiculous or silly in the opposition, which is what is happening. Um, the very famous thing that's going across on social media, and I agree with it, is 0 + 0 is 0. So the first question, is this going to have any impact and help the two Senas come together and win? No, it won't help. But what is this going to do? I have always said, even on your podcast, otherwise, that you can never trust the Uddhav Thackeray Ji group, and this is exactly what it is. Today, they have left what is the India Alliance and gone back to Raj Thackeray Ji. Now, as a Congress supporter, this is a disaster for the Congress, because you had even the regional party from Maharashtra, Western Maharashtra there. And now, what does the Congress do? They have a Bihar election. I'm just speaking politically, number one. They are a pan-India party. And then you have these two who have ditched the Congress. And what has the Congress done? The man on my right, but on the screen's left, Uddhavji, they've given them their vote bank. The Congress has given them their vote bank on a platter. Why would you do it? No idea. But this is the first part as so far as the Congress is concerned. Now let me come to this actual reunion at hand. The last I thought is in the Constitution of India, we're living in a democracy. This is not some fight for Marathi Manus. This is a fight for PP, Parivar Pratham. The two kids of the two leaders who come from Bala Sahib Thackeray, who descended from Bala Sahib Thackeray, it seems like a Parivar reunion going on. Is this what our politics has to be about? Who are these people? What is their status? And you have all these MNS goons. You had one joker yesterday, and I'm going to use these half naked from the top, teasing a girl, acting like a clown. I mean, I'm surprised. Ben is here. The Mumbai police should have given him the Mumbai police treatment. मतलब पट्टा लगाकर उसको घुमाना चाहिए था. लड़कियों को छेड़ रहा है. I think you've lost the yeah, this clown out here. This guy, उसको पट्टा लगाकर घुमाना चाहिए मुंबई में. It's not about teasing a Marathi girl or a Muslim girl or a Hindu girl. What kind of behavior? These are the people who are going to defend the Marathi Manus. These jokers, these clowns. Abhi and Raj Thackeray ji has zero MPs and zero MLAs, and this is their attitude. Tell me one thing. I'm just going to ask very basic questions. For the last 20 plus years, the BMC has been run by the Thackeray family. Why don't their kids go, if Uddhav ji is unwell or Raj ji is unwell, why don't they go to these hospitals run by the BMC? Why don't their kids go to the schools run by the BMC? Why do they go to the best schools like Bombay Scottish? Why is it the poor and clowns like these who are misbehaving on the street? Why aren't their kids doing it? What do their kids do? Their kids fight elections. Their kids become leaders. Top leaders are bowing down to their kids. Their kids can't even win an election. Even Uddhav ji's son would have lost to Milind Deora had Rajji not split the votes. This is the level of what's going on in Maharashtra. And what breaks my heart is Maharashtra is a progressive state. In 2025, rather than talking about quantum computers, AI, the next wave of jobs, you have a government that is almost bankrupt. It can't fulfill its Ladki Behna promise. A government, for the first time, government contractors are not getting their money on time. You have a state that government servants don't know whether the salary will be there on time or no. In a state like Maharashtra, you can get this government onto the floor. What are you busy doing? These two people are taking attention. And again, I ask, is it justified to do violence and behave like this? And is this some Parivar reunion going on in Maharashtra? What is this going on? It is actually crass.
Before I open this up, you used a phrase, it's a disaster for the Congress. Supriya
Yeah.
Sule of the NCP was on stage bringing the two cousins together. Do you believe the Congress should walk away from this alliance?
They should not be in an alliance with NCP also. I've said this also in your show. Who's finished the NCP in Western Maharashtra? I remember 2013 when Tejas was your colleague. He and I were having a conversation. 2014 was the state elections. This is the first time the BJP won. And Tejas said if after this the BJP doesn't win, he would be very surprised. Who's destroyed the Congress in Western Maharashtra? Not the BJP. It's the NCP. And today the NCP will be very happy going there. NCP will go where there is power. Please get that NCP is the political party's only ideology is power, be it Ajit Pawarji or Sharad Pawarji. The fact is the Congress was born in Maharashtra, in my city of then Pune, today Pune, in the first session happened in then Bombay, now Mumbai. The Congress is increasingly becoming irrelevant. And to me, that is heartbreaking. This is a state that says 48 MPs. That is a state that the Congress has governed extremely well. Most people still, by nature, are Congress-y or have some sort of a Congress ideology. And look at it, the Congress is increasingly becoming irrelevant.
Okay, let's open this up. A very angry Tehseen says that the Thackeray brothers are guilty of hypocrisy. Their own children study in English medium schools. This is about Parivar Vad. This is playing, in fact, into the hands, as it were, of the BJP. The Congress is becoming redundant if it remains associated with this. Let me get Chandershekhar Jha, I beg your pardon, of the Shiv Sena UBT to react to this. Mr. Jha, how do you explain this? How do you explain the fact that for all these months, Uddhav Thackeray has been part of the India bloc of the opposition alliance? Now you are actually embracing politics where an MNS worker goes and slaps a shopkeeper because he doesn't speak in Hindi. What happens to your claims of inclusive politics, Chandershekhar Jha? Can't hear Mr. Jha. Please can we unmute?
Yes. We are always saying that inclusive politics is in our blood, and we are doing politics for that. And we said that 80% we are doing social work and 20% is the politics. We do social work as well as politics for the people of Maharashtra. And eventually, I don't know how Mr. Tehseen Poonawala says that the alliance has broken, but eventually it has not been declared so far. And the thing is that when you are doing politics in a region, the emotion of the people is very important. The Marathi sentiment is important because 68 to 69% of the people in Maharashtra speak Marathi, and they are categorically Marathi in nature. And when the emotion of the concerned people comes, then you have to think of such people who are very much in the region. And you are doing politics, so language is always important with politics, because the politics you are doing in a region, the population who has the majority and the mass, and they are speaking Marathi, they are writing Marathi, the administrative work goes for Marathi. So the emotion has always been there in Marathi. Marathi Smita is always there. So you cannot go beyond that. And eventually today, Mr. Pratap Sarnaik of the Shiv Sena Eknath Shinde Sahib fraction, they have also they also participated in this protest. So if you
But
see
is violence
altogether,
permissible, Mr. Shah? You're a lawyer. You're a lawyer. You know all about the law. Should anybody be taking the law into their own hands and beating up a shopkeeper because he can't speak Marathi? You can promote Marathi. You can urge everybody to know the language of wherever they live.
Yes,
And that
so
is fine. But one minute,
yes,
Susieben. Do you justify the MNS worker who beat up the shopkeeper, and Raj Thackeray later saying only half jokingly, please slap people but don't make a video? That is his advice to his workers.
see, the thing is that the administration and the law has taken its own course. It has the FIRs registered, everything is gone in accordance with the law. So, in that manner, if you say that the law has to take its own judgment, the judgment will be passed and accordingly the rules will be followed. But
what?
the
Do
thing
you
is
condemn
that
it? Should you not condemn such violence?
when your
Be
party
very clear.
minister
You
is
are a lawyer.
participating,
You are a
your part
lawyer. Why
One,
not
see
one
condemn
minute,
such
Susieben.
violence?
I'm
see
coming to you.
see
Susieben,
see
8 minutes. 1 minute.
See, being a lawyer, I should condemn everything, but the clap goes on with the both hands. So if you see
Hmm.
the thing is that there might be an insult. There might be an insult to the Marathi language, and on that
It's
they
available
have
to
taken the action. So it might be, but eventually the law has proceeded. The FIRs were registered. The actions were taken. Bail was granted. Everything done. Now the thing is that today what has happened? Today the administration objected to the protest. The protest was going on very smoothly, peacefully, and Mr. Pratap Sarnaik came and he
you.
said also that I am
That's
also
nice. No, no,
voicing
no.
for
This
it.
should not be
But
polluted.
but but
1 minute,
eventually,
Susieben.
but
I'll come to
eventually,
you right after this.
eventually the administration took something serious note. They diverted it, and then all the things got a commotional way. So these things should not be tolerated in any manner. And eventually, the Police Act says that the diversion, if has to be done, if the permission has been granted, the diversion should have been informed day before yesterday or day before the protest has to take place. So in any manner, today what has happened, it is completely against the law.
Okay, let's open this up. Hang on, hang on. Let's get Susie Ben and Tejas to make their first comments. So we have a lot to talk about. Susie Ben, go ahead. The fact is, if the MNS is beating up a shopkeeper, Nishikant Dubey of the BJP is saying "patak patak ke marenge." I'll play out his comment in just a moment. Neither side is really redeeming themselves. Would you agree?
No, no, I'll tell you this. A very good evening, and it's a pleasure to be always on your show, Barkha Dutt, and congratulations on the Woman of Substance. Great work. But now coming back to what we are talking about, the duplicity of UBT. This gentleman here calls himself a lawyer. I don't know which part of the country at the moment he's talking from. He's completely ill-informed and brazen lies, thoroughly brazen lies. In a democracy, morcha protest is the you are always willing to do it, and we are a thriving democracy. Maharashtra is a thriving democracy. Maybe he's forgotten. But besides that, when the application was made, the request was that the route that they had taken was from a very narrow area. The police were afraid that there could be a stampede. There could not have been a proper police protection. We had requested to change the route, but no, Manse and UBT, in the most unbecoming manner, took law into their own hands, abusing, throwing people out, hitting them. Are we living in a banana republic? Yes, I'm a born Gujarati, but I'm also a born Mumbaikar. I'm also hail from Maharashtra. And मी मराठी व्यवस्थित बोलते. आय डोंट नो मिस्टर झा बोलतायत का नाही मराठी, पण एवढा मी सांगू इच्छिते, मराठी माझी माती आणि मराठी माझा सन्मान लक्षात घ्या. But that doesn't mean that you beat up people. We are very, very proud that Maharashtra, Mumbai is our Janma, no, if not the Janmabhumi, Karmabhumi and our Annapurna. Marathi bolailaच पाहिजे. But this is not the way. Not hitting people and forcing them. Request them. Make your friends. They are with you today, Maharashtra, in Mumbai. People live together. Your policy is divide and rule. And it is with great sadness that I say today, Barkha and everyone should know that the UBT or Manse have not condemned what Nishikant Dubey said. Why have they not condemned what he said? How can he say पटक पटक के मारेंगे? कहां गई आपकी मराठी अस्मिता? बोलते हैं कि हमारे टुकड़े पड़ पलते हैं. I will tell you this, Barkha, we have very categorically condemned and we will not fall short of filing an FIR if it comes to it. What he said, that हम टुकड़े डालते हैं उसमें महाराष्ट्र पलता है.
But he's your alliance MP, ma'am. Nishikant Dubey is your ally.
We are from Marathi Manus. We are from Marathi ki Asmita. It was we. Let me remind Mr. Jha that the Maharashtra Geet which was played at your so-called Medawar get together of family was introduced and implemented by our honorable Pramukh Neta Eknath Raoji Shinde when he was the CM. Classical language category, that darja was given by Abhijat Bhasha ka darja Fadnavis ji ne diya tha, keenly followed by Eknath Raoji Shinde. What have you done for Marathi Manus? What have you done for Marathi Manus? All the Marathi Manus is out of Mumbai. Thanks to you, Vasai, Virar, Bhayandar. We are getting them back. We are getting them back. What have you done? What are you talking about? Except Gundagardi, there is nothing that you do. आपने कभी भी निषेध किया? You're talking about Marathi Asmita. Have you once condemned what Nishikant Dubey said? Yes, he is my partner. But I have not fallen short of condemning what we have said. We are very proud being a part of Maharashtra, and anyone talking nonsense about Marathi or Maharashtra will be taken head on.
Okay. Let's get some. Let's play. Let's before Mr. Jha responds to that and Tejas comes in, let's play out what Nishikant Dubey actually said. Susieben is saying, we have condemned it, the Chief Minister has condemned it, we will take appropriate action. And in fact, that strong a condemnation has not come from the opposition in Maharashtra, which is the Thackeray brothers. Let's listen to what BJP MP Nishikant Dubey had to say.
और यदि आप में ज्यादा हिम्मत है तो आप हिंदी भाषी को मारते हो तो उर्दू भाषी को भी मारो, तमिलियन को भी मारो, आप जो है तेलुगु वाले को भी मारो. आप जो इस तरह की घटिया हरकत कर रहे हो, और मैंने हमेशा कहा है कि जब अपने घर में हो, महाराष्ट्र में हो, यदि बहुत बड़े बॉस हो तो चलो बिहार, चलो उत्तर प्रदेश, चलो तमिलनाडु, तुमको पटक पटक के मारेंगे. ये एनार्की जो है नहीं चलेगी.
Now that is Nishikant Dubey, but Sanjay Raut is not to be left behind. He's never to be left behind. Let's listen to what Mr. Raut had to say.
एक आदमी भारतीय जनता पार्टी का सांसद वहां बैठकर महाराष्ट्र के बारे में, मराठी आदमी के बारे में, मराठी मानुस के बारे में घटिया बातें करता है और आप चुप बैठे हो. आप कौन से मुख्यमंत्री हो? आपको छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज और बाला साहब ठाकरे का नाम लेने का अधिकार नहीं है भाई. एकनाथ शिंदे अपने आप को डुप्लीकेट शिवसेना का नेता मानता है ना, दाढ़ी पे हाथ घुमाते फिरता है. निकाल दो दाढ़ी आपकी. अगर दाढ़ी में दम नहीं है ना तो दाढ़ी काट कर घूमो, नहीं तो हम आपकी दाढ़ी काट देंगे. क्या चल रहा है आपका?
So very personal remarks there, typical Sanjay Raut. I can see Tehseen holding his head, shaking his head, but Tejas has been waiting very patiently. Let's start with Tejas. What's actually going on here? Are these politics of, from 20 years ago, Maharashtra seems to have gone back to 2 decades ago politics. Does this suit both sides? Does it suit only one side? What is the political impact going to be?
Well, we must thank the BJP for that, because they very well knew that there were elections coming up and they were trying their best for a long time not to give any issue to the opposition, and they were testing waters. Why did they delay the BJP, the municipal elections? Because they were not sure. It was getting delayed. And finally, when they said, okay, we're going to have it in November, December, now you have given the opposition such a big issue of, the language issue. What was the need to do it this year? You can do it. You could have done it after the elections, But now, since they have got the issue, and this is the Shiv Sena UBT's favorite plank in a sense, because this is a nativist issue. So goes back, as you were saying, not just to 2 decades ago, but when to when Balasaheb Thackeray started the party itself. So I think this is the reunion. Of course, has the conversations have been on for a while now, and it is good in the sense the families, the cousins are back, and it's good for the Sena in a sense, because at least the cadre gets motivated. But at the end of the day, as Tehseen, alluded to it, I think not alluded, very clearly said what the impact of this could be. I really don't think there is much of an impact, in a sense that if Uddhav hasn't been able to get the numbers, as even compared to Eknath Shinde after the split. And also we have seen the MNS slide every year, from starting from 13 seats. Now they are down to 0 seats and 1 point, I think 6-7% vote in the entire state of Maharashtra. So to expect that this reunion is just going to bring back all those lost Marathi voters, I really don't think so. And also we must look at history of such dynastic
But are you saying it's a
parties.
non-issue? It's just for news. It's just for rhetoric. It has no real impact on how people are going to vote.
I honestly, the Marathi issue, you have to remember, this is Mumbai, the Bombay Municipal Corporation, Mumbai Municipal Corporation election. So it's only got to do with the city of Mumbai. Now, in 2011, since we don't have a census after that, I think there were 45 lakh Maharashtrians at that point of time. So 55 lakh were non-Marathi speakers. Out of those 55 lakhs, 38 lakhs, I think, 36 lakhs were Hindi speakers. And they grew in the last 10 years, from 2001 to 2011, they grew by 10 lakhs. Whereas the Marathi Manus population has dropped. And in the last, now almost 2011 to 2025, 14 years, it would have dropped even further. And the non-Hindi population would have risen even further. So when we talk about this, in fact, in the 2017 elections, the BJP and the Shiv Sena were, almost very, very close. So, I think this is for two reasons. Yes, Marathi is an issue, but can it really have such a game-changing impact on, the BJP and on the Thackeray brothers and their politics? I really don't think so. This is about getting some issue for the next election, and that's what they are doing. Secondly, this is also
Cecil,
about,
yeah,
I think, one
about
one last point. This is about survival of the Thackeray's. Do remember that every dynastic party, after 3 generations, their
yeah,
value comes down by as much, 1/3. So by
yeah.
now it is at a very low level in that sense, and I think it's the final push to for the Thackeray brothers to come back and ensure that their wards do have a future.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point. That this when was the last time that you saw Uddhav and Raj Thackeray in particular occupy the mind space or the news space or the news cycle to this degree? Tehseen, let's bring you in. Do you think it's a political non-issue? And if it's a political non-issue, does it matter which side the Congress stands or it doesn't? The party you support?
Let me answer first what and leave from where Tejas said. So, like I said, this is not about MM, the Marathi Manus. This is about PP, Parivar Pratham. What is the pride of the Marathi Manus? Barkha, the pride of the Marathi Manus is good treatment, good education, good health care, a life of dignity. What kind of bravery is hitting an old person because he comes from Gujarat and you're hitting? What kind of bravery is this? And I'm saying this, and I never take anyone's names, but I'm going to say it. Let's assume tomorrow Elon Musk decides to invest in Maharashtra, right? He wants to start the SpaceX factory, and some of his scientists who come from America or wherever can't speak Marathi. Is this Raj Thackeray ji going to go and beat up his scientists? What nonsense is going on? Seriously, this is the level of how will investments come? And for a lawyer, Jaji here, the Supreme Court judgment in Tehseen Poonawala versus Union of India on mob violence is extremely clear. That there is no scope for violence. In fact, the judgment is so strict that if you actually apply the judgment, the current union government is in contempt of the Supreme Court. It is not these clowns who should be arrested. It should be the party bosses who should face action. And there I want to ask Susieben ji, that why is action not being taken against Raj Thackeray ji? Why is action not being taken against him? Take action against him. Take action, withdraw his security. Today, look at what the common man in Marathi
I think that's an excellent question. Before you complete your point, Susieben, there's a perception that Raj Thackeray and and the gundas who do this have been given a kid glove treatment by the Fadnavis government, because you are also mindful of the politics at play here. Quickly respond, brief interjection, and I'll let Tehseen complete his point.
As far as Gundaism is concerned, rule of law has to prevail. So when it happened at Worli, all the 5 people, the Gundas who were there, were booked. As far as this man he's a criminal first. All these people are criminal first. And they have been treated as criminals. FIR has been lodged. The gentleman who was driving, that fellow half drunk, half naked, who was driving, was for 6 hours every day. He's been called to the police station. Yes, the FIR is on bailable offences. I agree, but I was a chairperson of Mahila Ayog, and I spoke to the DCP and the commissioner. They have said, and I agree, that the investigation is ongoing. When you slap an extra sections under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, the investigation should be such that it should stand in the court of law. No one is treated with kid gloves. Let me assure you, Tehseen ji, this is not a banana republic. Maharashtra stands for the rule of people. We are the number 1 state in all categories, whether it be GST collection, income tax, factory output, and we will remain so. You see, let Mr. Jha for once condemn violence by Manse. Let him do it. He will not
Let
do it.
Mr. Chand, you condemn it. I know, Tehseen, you still
Why
have
do
to
you
complete your
condemn
point for the
violence?
stages, but it's a direct question to Mr. Jha. Do you condemn what Raj Thakray's goons did to that shopkeeper? Do you condemn it? I'm not debating whether people should know Marathi or not. Even in Karnataka, there it's a Congress government, they're talking about Kannada. This politics is happening everywhere. I'm simply asking you, do you believe that anyone should be hitting someone for not speaking a language?
See, the thing has happened where the insult was done to the Marathi language, and
By
eventually
doing
the,
what?
the condemn.
By doing
Yeah,
what? By
the
doing what?
condemnation has to come by the equated law procedure, which is to be followed and which has been followed. So the condemnation is already there. Let me remind you. Let me remind Ms. Shah that today Mr. Pratap Sarnaik also came in the protest and supported them. So, in any manner, they are supporting
Barkha, that is a lie.
the process. And eventually, they are speaking here something else and they are doing something on the ground. And
Not at
Do you
all.
eventually,
condemn it, sir? Do you condemn a
Mr. Raj
shopkeeper being
Thackeray,
stabbed?
let me
Mr. Jha.
remind Mr. Tehseen Poonawala also that Mr. Raj Thackeray was given a warning in the year 2010 or 11 by Bombay High Court, because at that moment also the same process was going on. The Biharis and
Yes.
the UPIs were beaten. So in that manner, undertaking was taken from Mr. Raj Thackeray, and that undertaking was taken on the basis that he will not do any violent work or he will not do any violent
But
protest. So,
now he's saying please slap people, just don't make a video.
and
That is his
Mr.
respect for the
No,
Bombay
no.
High Court.
The thing is that Mr. Tehseen Poonawala should go before the Bombay High Court and should file a contempt that there is a mob violence which is being made by MNS workers and all these things, and let
Okay.
the
Let's I took this
people.
space away from Tehseen. Let him complete his point. We can't get a direct categorical criticism of Raj Thackeray for Mr. Jha, because how can he? He's just reunited with his boss, Uddhav Thackeray. The point is, you know, both sides' language today. Nishikant Dubey's language, which Susieben is condemned, even though he's her ally, and Sanjay Raut's language, it's complete garbage language. Taking the law into your own hands because somebody speaks or doesn't speak a language is apt. I mean, India is for everybody. There can be no linguistic lines that keep people out. You can urge people to learn the language of where they live, certainly, but you cannot enforce it. At least I am against this by violence. You cannot enforce it by violence. You can have a school curriculum that teaches that language, but you cannot enforce it by violence. So, Tehseen, go ahead. You didn't answer on is it a political non-issue?
I'm coming to that. मी पण मराठी माणूस आहे. माझा जन्म पुणेमध्ये झाला. मला पण आणि मराठी माझी आई आहे. It's my mother. But will my mother like that somebody else's kids are being beaten up? Is this pride for my mother? What I mean, who are you beating up? You're beating up the most hapless person. That visuals of hitting the door outside that house, that old woman at the kitchen. I mean, I could see my mom there. It's so humiliating. And think about it, Barkha. I have tears in my eyes. What would that person's family be thinking who got beaten up? मतलब आपको इतना नहीं आता what humiliation they go to. आपके बच्चों को कभी ये दिक्कत नहीं आएगी। आप दूसरों को ये परेशानी कर रहे हो। आप ये एक क्षण के लिए सोचते हो उनको कितनी जिल्लत होती होगी, उनके परिवार में, उनके परिजनों में, उनके बाहर वालों में। आप आकर उनको मारते हो, वीडियो वायरल जाता है। एंड देन राज ठाकरे जी से ऑडेसिटी से वीडियो मत बनाओ। एंड व्हेन द एक्शन वाज टेकन इन 2010, देयर वाज अ कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट. Rahul Gandhi came to Mumbai. He went in the local train. Today, look at what is happening. This polarization is getting complete by Sanjay Raut ji. I'm coming to Nishikant Dubey ji. Sanjay Raut ji. Whatever your differences with Eknath Shinde ji is, to say hum uski daadi nikalenge. What kind of language is this? I mean, Sanjay Raut, we always know is a motor mouth, and I've never made any pretense of that. But to insult a former chief minister, you use this language? Is Eknath Shinde ji not a Marathi manus? आप में हिम्मत है तो आप जाइए ना, आप पार्लियामेंट में जाकर ये इश्यू उठाइए. What has any of these two Thackeray families done for the Marathi language? They went to school where Marathi was the third language in 8th standard. So in Maharashtra we have a curriculum where the third language after 8th standard can be something else. They took other languages. They didn't even take Marathi. This is what they done. How many Marathi world class institutes have they built? What have they done to make Marathi a global language? Where have they held international conventions for Marathi? They've done nothing. They themselves. And what is this fight about? This fight is about after Uddhav ji and Raj ji, their kids will inherit it. Their kids who can't win an election. Breaking down that office. That's also a global company's office that was on rent. You're breaking down who will come and do investments in your state, in our country. This kind of business should stop. Now for Nishikant Dubey ji. Nishikant Dubey ji obviously wants to polarize it. What he said is atrocious, is terrible, and the BJP should take action. But Nishikant Dubey ji wants to do it because they're Bihar elections. He will want to show the BJP is protecting. He will want to polarize it. Why has this started today? Tejas is right, because the BMC and PMC elections are going to come up. BMC's budget is more than most state government budgets. More than a couple of state governments' budget put together.
Yeah.
And I'm again asking you, what have the Thackeray brothers done? Why don't, when Uddhav ji was unwell, with respect to Uddhav ji, and I don't want anyone to be unwell, did he ask the doctor, Tumhala Marathi yete ke nahi? Did he go to a hospital that was a Marathi hospital? Why didn't he go to a BMC run hospital? Tewa
Okay.
private hospital mati.
Okay, let's bring in Tejas, and then we'll take last comments. Tejas.
Yeah, I've tracked Uddhav Thackeray, Raj Thackeray ever since he left, the Shiv Sena, and it's a tragedy actually. A very talented leader, extremely capable, fantastic, oratory skills, excellent organizational skills, and it's a tragedy because he has not been able to live up to his potential. And what he adopted later on was to become a little bit like Balasaheb Thackeray, who would also do a lot of things like this. And there used to be a lot of debates and discussion if it was ethical, if it was for the law was being followed by Balasaheb Thackeray, why no action was being taken. So I see a lot of repeat of history really happening. And in fact, the talent that Raj Thackeray has, when I say of it, in fact, when very often I'm training a lot of leaders and politicians also on how to speak, how to be a great orator, because that can bring you, a lot of votes actually, just like how Mr. Modi has been able to. But I cannot fathom how Raj Thackeray has not been able to do that. And that is exactly where his
Do you
frustrations lie,
do,
when he
do, do
really
you
goes
believe
berserk like this.
do you believe, Tejas, before I take last comments, that this creates any sort of challenges for the BJP Eknath Shinde alliance? We saw Mr. Fadnavis. Can I just play that comment out, and then we'll take last comment, starting with Tejas? Being very careful. He was asked about Nishikant Dubey, his comment, and this is what Mr. Fadnavis said.
प्रयोगशाला के तौर पे देखा जा रहा है क्या? हिंसा की मीरा रोड जो है, जो राजनीति की नई प्रयोगशाला के तौर पे देखा जा रहा है क्या?
देखिए, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मैं महाराष्ट्र के मिजाज को जानता हूं. महाराष्ट्र का मिजाज ऐसा है कि इस प्रकार के प्रयोग यहां चलेंगे नहीं. जो मराठी आदमी है वो बड़े दिल का है, क्योंकि भारत पर जब आक्रमण हुआ तो मराठी आदमी ने केवल महाराष्ट्र का विचार नहीं किया, पूरे भारत का विचार किया. इसलिए मराठी आदमी कभी छोटा सोच नहीं सकता, कभी संकुचित सोच नहीं सकता. इसलिए कोई प्रयोग करने की कोशिश भी करे तो नहीं हो पाएगा.
Tejas, my question is this. My question is this. You know, you've spoken about the tragic trajectory of Raj Thackeray, had a lot of potential. In fact, he was seen to be at one point the natural inheritor of Bala Sahib's firebrand politics compared to Uddhav Thackeray, who I used to jokingly call the reluctant fundamentalist, like the name of the book, because he was a mild-mannered guy when he started off in politics, right? Do you see any sort of challenges for the BJP on how to navigate this? For example, Tehseen's allegation that the Fadnavis government is handling Raj Thakray's hooligans with kid gloves?
You know, at the end of the day, the BJP could have, tied up with Raj Thackeray long ago. I mean, he's very good friends with, many BJP leaders, so that could have happened long ago. But I still do believe that the doors are not entirely shut, because at the end of the day, what does Raj Thackeray get from by coming together with Uddhav Thackeray? I don't think he gets much. So, because he knows himself that okay, this is not something which is going to go on for too long. So I think the bets are better with for him with Raj Thackeray, and there could be several municipal elections with the BJP. So there's several municipal elections where he could play some role, because do remember at this point he's playing actually a spoiler in several contests when it comes to candidates of Eknath Shinde UBT and also of the BJP. So instead of playing spoiler, they could get him along, give him something. So at least they keep the split of the Thackeray's, separate, and not give him a bigger role in that sense. But it's very difficult to say at this point, because even the two brothers have not announced anything.
Where do you see this going, Chandershekhar Jha? What is the political impact you're seeking from these brothers coming together on stage?
See, the future will tell how the impact is in Maharashtra with regard to the politics of the Thackeray's. And basically, see, the Thackeray's have not been forgotten by the public in Maharashtra, and BJP should take it seriously, otherwise they will lose the hold in Maharashtra.
Susieben, do you want to respond to that? Does this create a very peculiar situation where you're back to a very old style of politics that the BJP had actually appropriated, and now the other side is playing the same from your playbook, not your playbook, but maybe from the BJP playbook?
No, I heard various things what our friend Tehseen said, Mr. Mehta said. I just would like to give me 2 minutes uninterrupted. You see, as far as Marathi Manus is concerned, Maharashtra is concerned, Mumbai is concerned, they have made up their mind. We are a nation state who has adopted the teachings of Shah Phule Ambedkar. If you see the results in Vidhan Sabha, we have the highest strike rate. People have decided who's the Shiv Sena. Marathi Manus, Mumbaikar, Maharashtra have decided. We contested 80 seats and we won 60. So after the Mahayuti, we had the highest strike rate. So there is no question. There is no question who the Marathi Manus is going to be with. We are a very progressive state. So there is no question that just on mere language, you can win elections. Now, I would like to expose the duplicity. My friend, the journalist friend, I forget his name. He said Tejas Bhai just said that the timing. Now, that there lies the duplicity of UBT. It was during his time, Uddhavji Thackeray's time, when he was the chief minister, besides being a fact that he just went twice to Mantralaya, he had appointed a Malchekar committee to understand, Dr. Mashelkar committee, to understand whether Hindi and how Hindi should be made compulsory in Maharashtra, right? The report came up. The report was placed before the cabinet meeting. It was approved. And therefore a GR was passed to implement how best to implement the Mashelkar report. So it was they who wanted compulsory Hindi. Number one. Number two, now to come around and talk about Shri our Eknath Raoji Shinde, our Pramukh Neta, and our Honorable Narendra Modi. What was in the meeting? I love this PP, Pratham Parivar. I'm going to quote this. They seem fantastic slogan. What they were saying about a meeting without agenda and agenda. It was truly so. In the entire conversation of the Bhashan, so-called Bhashan of Uddhav Thackeray, besides being a Rudali, he was just abusing, whether it be Honorable Prime Minister, whether it be Honorable Chief Minister, whether it be Eknath Raoji Shinde. They have no program, they have no activity to give to their cadre except hooliganism and maramari. That is what they feel that Mumbai and Maharashtra will come back to be. It is nonsense. Now, let me tell you about this operation also. Last 1 second. It is that the Ubata ruled the corporation for 20 years, right? Look at the condition of Marathi schools. They are shutting down left, right, center. क्या किया भैया? आपके बच्चे जा रहे हैं इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल में. Why the hypocrisy? Why the duplicity? When your son is contesting in Worli, came Cho Worli, Jai Jai Garvi Gujarat, and now you are politicizing an issue where our honorable DCM says this. Jai Gar Gujarat. Galat kya hai? The Gujaratis are industrialists. They are the businessmen. They supported one of the largest infrastructure project in Pune.
I think
what are you talking
we've all
about?
lost track of the fact that this is India's financial capital. I don't know what message we're sending out to the world. Tehseen, quick last word. Where do the politics go from here?
Can I see this from a Congress point of view? This is an advantage. No. Congress has an opportunity to regain its base. There is so much anger against the present government in Maharashtra, anti-incumbency, lack of promises being fulfilled, development slowdown, no bureaucracy is working, no bureaucrat is signing a single file, and then there's obviously the penny. अरे खूब है मैडम. अरे क्या 1.5 साइड नहीं बोलते हो.
What makes a brazen allegations?
Okay, let us speak, Susieben.
No, sweeping allegations should not be permitted. I mean, come on, substantially.
I'm telling you. You asked first time the contractors are upset in Maharashtra. They are not getting paid.
It is fixed deposit. Government of Maharashtra has a fixed deposit. Paisa jarur aayega, and it is not the first time. It always happens.
See, there is anger. I agree. This is political, and this is good politics. We can argue on this, and this is positive politics. So the Congress has a chance. Yes, the Congress has a chance to regain. Do positive politics. Speak about development. Speak about a vision for Maharashtra. They can actually do well in Maharashtra. The fact is, the more you try and associate with the Thackeray brothers, it's not the first time I'm telling you. I've repeatedly said this to you for a year. The more your party will become irrelevant, and that's happening. Today, what is this entire debate about? Devendra Fadnavis ji, BJP, and plus allies, and Thackeray brothers. Where is the Congress in this discussion? It's not there, right? It's irrelevant. The parties become irrelevant. You don't have to lose your space. It is such an opportunity to do positive politics. And let's actually, if you do this, there's a market out there. And I'm telling you, the Thackeray brothers, I'm again repeating,
eventually the Congress has supported today.
That's right. I was just going to ask Tehseen, your advice may be very well meaning, but so far the Congress has shown no signs of disassociation from what is happening.
Then they'll come to know in Bihar what is happening to the Congress. I'm making a political statement. They have to contest an election in Bihar. Let one, if the Congress is going to agree with this beating up of the Marathi Manus of the North Indian or any fellow citizen in Maharashtra, how are they going to go in Bihar and ask votes? Rahulji is going to Bihar on 9th. He's doing a Padyatra on 9th with Tejasvi. Is this what are you going to ask there?
So what would you expect very quickly? What would you expect the Congress to say or do at this moment?
What I said, I've raised the same points. The pride for the Marathi Manus is healthcare infrastructure. My own security guard could not get treatment at the BMC hospital. He's 4 months waiting for his father's heart operation. We had to get it done in a private hospital, which cost money. Is this the pride for a heart treatment, which is today a problem? You have to wait 4 months in a BMC hospital.
Okay.
Talk about these common sense issues.
Exactly. I don't know what we are debating, why politicians think that the voter will reward them for these issues. We'll leave it there. But what it does throw up is a very interesting ideological churn. How is the Congress, as Tehseen says, going to defend this politics? If it defends it, will there be an impact in Bihar? The same challenge for the BJP as well, for whom Bihar is a very, very important and critical state. So what happens in one corner of India impacts another corner of India. We are a union of states with diversity, which we should embrace. We leave it there to Chandershekhar Shah, to Tehseen Poonawala, Susieben, Shah, and earlier Tejas, Mehta. Thank you. And to our audience, thank you, and see you tomorrow.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.